Welcome to Rossen Reports. I'm Jeff Rossen. Good to see you. We are here to save you some major money today, and we have a major investigation to tell you about against Dollar General and Family Dollar, overcharging you at the register in droves across multiple states. And it turns out they've been doing this for a while. You're going to hear a lot today about what these tactics that they're doing, and they keep getting fined, and they don't seem to care because they keep doing it. So why aren't the fines tighter? They're actually making more money, it turns out, by continuing to do this and just paying the fines like it's part of the business model. You go to the shelf, it says one thing there. You think you're smart, you're looking for deals. Oh, it's only $1.50. Great, it's only $3. And you're price comparing it, and it's cheaper at Dollar General and it's cheaper at Family Dollar than other places. Then you get to the register, and it's coming up much higher. And yes, as is always the case in these situations that I found, nearly 30 years of doing this, for some reason, the mistakes are always in the store's favor, almost always. So that's what's been happening here too. And a lot of people, we don't check our receipts. We trust them that the price on the shelf is the same at the register, but this is happening across these stores in multiple states. We're going to get to all that. Plus, we have the authors of this new study, this new investigation from The Guardian, joining us about what they found. And we have the tips on what you can do to fight back right now. And we're going to show you where this is happening. Plus, we have some good news on the grocery front. Walmart and Target are lowering their grocery prices a bit. So Kroger just announced they're lowering prices on 3,500 items so they can compete. And I got my hands on the list of the groceries that are getting cheaper at Kroger, and also SNAP recipients. They're having a special situation for SNAP recipients as well. So we're going to name the grocery items that are going down in price at Kroger. That's happening right now. Plus, we told you that they stopped making the penny, right? And a lot of what we were wondering about at the time, this was back in November, it was like, well, what's going to happen at stores? Because things are still, $17.99. What happens when the money doesn't come out where they owe me change and they owe me money? It turns out stores are trying to rip us off now. Some of the biggest chains are saying, it'll come up on the register that they owe you, $10.06. And you're like, where's my 10.06? And they're like, no, here's 10.05. And you're like, no, you owe me another penny. And they're just keeping the money. They're making up these random rules that, hey, we don't have pennies anymore, so we don't have to pay you money. It's your money. And it's also happening at banks, it turns out, too. So we're going to get into that and what you can do about it as well. And then, of course, we end every Rossen Report show with a live product test. I buy these items myself with my own money, so you don't have to. And we have a great one today that's not only convenient, but also safe if it works. It's this mandolin slicer that's really, really cool. Look at that guy chopping. So I have tomatoes, I have potatoes, I have onions, which are smelling up this studio. I love onions, but I'm going to start crying. It's smelling up the studio, and I also have, another potato, and I have a cucumber. So we're going to slice all this up. We're going to see if this thing is worth your money. I bought it on Amazon, so do not buy it until I try it. And if it works, as you know, we always have a link in the video description, so you can purchase it if you'd like. Something else I'm going to ask from you. Please like this video right now and subscribe. It really helps the algorithm. It pushes our message out to as many people as possible. So if you're sitting at home right now, please hit the little thumbs up button, the little heart, and subscribe as well so you never miss our content, because we save you money every single day. Tons of hack alerts, scams, ripoffs, all in real time. Also, join the chat. Speed Racer from Hartford County, Maryland's watching. Used to watch me on the news all the time. Wonderful what you do. God bless you, sir. Tell us where you're watching from. We'd love to hear that. Plus, join in the conversation on what we're talking about, because we're all a community here. We're building a Rossen Reports community where we all like to help each other, and you're the community. I'm just a guy sitting in a room otherwise talking to himself. My family may have me committed if that happens, so I'm asking you to please join the chat. So I'm talking to you, and let us know what you like and what you don't like. It's uncensored. This is not like the mainstream media where we're gonna, censor things sometimes. This is all unfiltered. We put it right up there. As long as you're not cursing and you're not being mean to people, I can take it, but don't hurt everybody else. I know, Gary, don't hurt yourself on that slicer. I'm glad you brought that up. For a previous video, I was using a slicer. I was testing a veggie slicer, not this one, and I sliced my finger. It's disgusting. And by the way, the top of one of my fingers It's still, I mean, you can't really tell, but there is a tiny bit where it's flat. It's really, really disgusting. So I've been very scared of slicers, but I'm doing this one. My wife saw it on Amazon and on TikTok, and she convinced me to get this one because you hit the thing down. You don't actually have to put your fingers near the slicer. So anywho, we're going to see if that thing works. But thank you very much, Gary. What's up, Pauline from Virginia? Thank you so much for watching. Mary Ellen, love your show. Love having you here. All right, let's get into it. The dollar store deception that's really angering me today. And this is huge because in Dollar General's case as well, a lot of people in rural areas, suburban and urban areas too, but especially Dollar General has pushed its way into rural areas. And that is really, in some places, the only grocery store they have, the only place they have to shop for things. In fact, 75% of Americans live within 5 miles of a Dollar General, and they made $10.65 billion last quarter. Think about that, $10.65 billion last quarter. And I wanted to mention that because when you hear the penny pinching that's going on and the ripoffs that's going on, it's going to make you even angrier. Family Dollar, by the way, made just under that. They made $10.49 billion last quarter, and their profits keep growing. In fact, Dollar General, take a look at the new news out. They're actually expanding. They're building 450 new U.S. stores in 2026. So this is something, and by the way, they remodeled another 4,000 stores. But like I said, it turns out they have been overcharging at the register. So you see one price on the shelf, there's something else at the register, and people are really noticing. In fact, one woman's story is crazy. She noticed this and she fought back. Watch what she did. Roll clip 1.
13 Butler County Family Dollar stores were tested. All 13 failed price verification checks. This comes a week after auditors tested 20 Dollar General stores, and all 20 failed. At least one Dollar General store had a sign telling customers the register price was final.
Folks are going to these stores looking for maybe a little bit of a bargain, and they're potentially getting ripped off at the register.
Roger Reynolds is a Butler County auditor. His office gathered the information on both chains.
Every one of them had issues.
How unusual is that?
It's the worst I've seen. I haven't seen anything close to that in the 14 years that I've been county auditor.
At the Dixie Highway Family Dollar, 25 items were checked. 21 prices were wrong. 20 of them in the store's favor. That's an 84% fail rate. Anything over 2% is considered unacceptable. The best Family Dollar store tested had a 12% fail rate.
Yeah, by the way, that was in Ohio. I'm going to get to the woman who had the crazy story in a minute. I got my notes filed across. But that's in Ohio. This has been going on for years. And think about that. 2% is acceptable. The best one they found had a 12% fail rate. And most of them, 20 out of the 21, in the store's favor, like I said. Now I want to roll this other clip where this woman fought back because she noticed it happening. She's like, is this just me? So she went to a lawyer and it exploded into something. Here, roll clip 2.
They opened up in, I think it was 2021. Their price of my kitty litter was $8.95. Great. I purchased it all the time. I didn't pay attention. I go up there, I check out, I leave. Well, one day, wait a minute, $10?
Yeah.
I noticed it. I asked him about it. Oh no, they've raised the price. Well, that doesn't say it on the shelf. Well, they just have to change it. It's in the computer. It's not on the shelf. Next week, go in and buy cat litter. Same thing. That is not what the price says on the shelf. What am I doing wrong here?
Nothing.
I was watching the news one morning and heard about Dollar General in the state of Ohio was being sued for deceptive pricing. That is what happens to me. I knew I wasn't crazy. I know it's just not me.
Lori's story was brought to attorney Mark Dan, where it became the basis for one of 3 class action lawsuits in Oklahoma, New York, and New Jersey.
I don't think there's any question that Dollar General is doing this intentionally and systematically.
June 22nd, I was overcharged 4 items out of 11. $7.95 was advertised $6.50.
If you tell me one thing and then charge me something else, in almost every jurisdiction in America, that would be theft by deception.
Price verification is when we see that a product is listed for $2.99, take it up to the register, scan it, make sure it's ringing up as
He's one of the auditors. He's one of the investigators.
We do a random sample of products that we pull. We're used to seeing 1 or 2 failures, getting it corrected, and feeling confident. Unfortunately, in Dollar General's case, it was large and continuous. The scale or the concern was over 80% of the stores that we checked were failing and failing repetitively, and really no acknowledgement or desire to correct that failure.
Despite being cited repeatedly, Dollar General neglected to correct the problem, prompting the Ohio Attorney General to file litigation against the store. Dollar General has been fined over $20 million by states and the federal government since 2017. But those fines, which pale in comparison to the amount Dollar General has siphoned from communities, have done little to change the company's behavior.
There are 19,000 stores. There are literally millions of transactions a day, millions of items sold a day in Dollar General stores. And even if at 10% of the time they're stealing 10 cents on 10% of the items that are sold, we're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars going into the pockets of Dollar General shareholders and out of the pockets of the poorest people in America.
And that's the key right there. There are fines, but they don't seem to care because they're like, $5,000 every occurrence when we get stopped. It's sort of like speeding in your car, right? It's part of the business model. The speed limit's 55. I'm going to go 60 for 5 years, 65 for 5 years. Maybe once in a while I'll get caught and I'll pay the fine. And that's exactly what's happening here. And that leads us into this new Guardian investigation, major investigation from the Guardian. And you can see how the dollar store industry overcharges cash-strapped customers while promising low prices. It's still happening. They found an investigator in North Carolina who scanned 300 items, and he went to the register, and there were different prices on many of them. So let me show you just some of the examples they mentioned in the article. Red Baron frozen pizzas, the price tag was $5. But look what the investigator was charged, $7.65. Bounty, the price tag was $10.99. They were charged $15.50. It's a lot. And then the Pedigree puppy food was $12.25 on the shelf, charged $14.75. Think how fast that adds up. 69 of the 300 items, according to the Guardian investigation, were higher at the register, and the price tags were months out of date. So in North Carolina, the fine is $5,000 per occurrence. Doesn't seem to stop them. You heard that lawyer saying that they can make hundreds of millions even if they just got 10 cents off every purchase, right? But, it's not every purchase, so I'll give them that. It's not every purchase. It's not every Dollar General. It's not every Family Dollar. But it's happening enough over the course of years, and up to and including this new investigation by The Guardian, and this, investigator in North Carolina that found this, where they're making away with a lot of money. These are big fails. Let me just show you some other stats before we bring in the writers, because it's really fascinating. A Family Dollar in Provo, Utah, flunked 28 inspections in a row. 28 inspections in a row they failed. So they kept getting caught and said, who gives a crap? We're just going to keep doing it. A 48% overcharge rate. So we talk, and look at this. Dollar General failed 4,300 government inspections since 2022 across 23 states. Family Dollar has less locations, failed 2,100 inspections across 20 states. So this is absolutely outrageous. I want to bring in the writers of this investigation to get some more clarity on this and exactly what they found. Jocelyn Zuckerman conducted the investigation for The Guardian. She's also written for National Geographic and The New Yorker, and also on my screen left is Michael Hudson, who runs U.S. investigations for The Guardian, a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist. So they're the real deal. Thank you so much to both of you for joining us today.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks
Great to be here.
Yeah.
Jocelyn, let me start with you. What shocked you most about this in your reporting of this story? Because you found a lot of overcharging.
I guess the persistence. I mean, as you said, so many of these states have been fined now for hundreds of thousands of dollars, adding up to millions of dollars, and it just continues to happen. We got all of these inspection reports, and it's just happening over and over across the country.
And you talked to the investigator as well. What is the investigator, I don't know if he shared with you, what he's thinking during all of this? I mean, 69 of 300 items just in his one quick spot check in one state, North Carolina.
I mean, I think they're used to it, and they're a little bit torn between, trying to protect the community and also realizing that there's only so many businesses in a lot of these towns and only so many places where people can buy groceries. So it's a bigger, more complicated picture.
But Michael, that almost makes it worse, doesn't it? Because they don't have options, especially in Dollar General. You know, these dollar stores are in a lot of rural areas where people don't have a choice. They can't go to the grocery store. There may not be a Walmart or a Target around. They got the Dollar General on the corner and nothing for 20 miles around. So that to me makes this worse, taking advantage of them.
Yes, I mean, there are many counties, rural counties, small towns that's it. That's where you go. And if you want to go to Walmart, you want to go to somewhere else, it might be a 30-minute, 40-minute, an hour drive. So that's where a lot of people end up shopping food.
And Michael, you spoke to you guys spoke to some shoppers as well. What were the shoppers' response to this? Because you talked to some people in the article, which is amazing, by the way, and an amazing read that everyone should read. We have a link in the video description to the full investigation. But what did some of these shoppers tell you?
Right. So our two reporters on the story, Jocelyn and Barry Yeoman, they talked to a lot of folks, and a lot of outrage and also a lot of pain. Like we talked to a woman in Dayton, Ohio, 64, and she filed a complaint with the Ohio Attorney General's office after discovering that 12 of the 23 purchases that she had just rung up were incorrect. And she said, "I'm adding it up in my head as I'm shopping, but I was way off, and I didn't know why. I thought, where did I miscalculate? I've only got so much cash on me." And she lives on Social Security and said she could shop elsewhere, but that would involve paying for a bus ride. And I don't have that money. That's, dollar stores are supposed to be cheaper. And in this case, it's closer and more convenient for me. But I can't.
And by the way, even if they weren't cheaper, right? Even if they weren't cheaper, at least the shelf price should match what I'm getting at the register. I mean, let me choose. Don't try to, because we trust them, right? Like, how often are you in a rush? They're scanning stuff. You got 20 items going by the scanner, and prices are popping up, right, Jocelyn? And how often do you look? A lot of the people you spoke to, how'd they realize that they were getting overcharged?
A lot of them don't realize until they're maybe in the car or back home, and they're watching their wallets, and they realize this is a lot more than I was calculating as I was walking through the aisles. And they'll look at their receipts, and sometimes they'll go back and say, the next day, and say I was overcharged for this. And in some cases, the checkout person will honor that and give them the cheaper prices, and in other cases they'll just say, "Tough luck, too bad."
But the truth is, a lot of people.
Oh, sorry, Michael. Yeah, go ahead.
A lot of people don't notice. You're busy. You've got 3 kids hanging on you. You got to get somebody to soccer practice, baseball practice. You're not sitting there checking every single thing because you have a busy life. You're rushing. You may be working multiple jobs, and you have to trust the retailer to make sure that the prices that they have on the shelves are what you end up paying at the register.
And by the way, you probably can't see it, but on the comments right now are flying. She's exactly right. This happened to here's somebody else. Thelma, I've had this happen to me. Shelf price says one thing, and then there's a higher price. Another woman just wrote in, or maybe it was a guy, sorry, that they didn't notice till they were in the car. Somebody else wrote, there it is. It was Jeffrey who wrote, "She is exactly right. I caught mine in the car at the store." And somebody else who wrote in just now that they don't check, but they will now. Why isn't enforcement tougher on this? I mean, did you talk to any of the investigators on that? How often are they checking these stores? Because you also spoke with an investigator in New Jersey as well, who's seeing it there. It's probably happening in all the states they operate. What is the enforcement?
There are fines, but I think in North Carolina, for example, if you fail an inspection, it's $5,000. Which is not nothing, but the head of the inspection office said, up to $5,000. Sometimes it's just a cost of doing business. There are some states that are aggressive about going after, inspecting. There are some states that don't inspect at all, but there's some states that put a very low priority on it. So it's a mixed bag. Yeah. I mean, these numbers about the number of inspection failures, they were from, as you said, like 20 20 to 22 states, and those are the ones that seem to be doing it on a regular basis and or sort of making the information public.
And I was reading your investigation, Jocelyn. A lot of this comes down to they don't have enough employees, right?
Exactly.
To change the prices.
Exactly. We spoke to more than 24 current and former employees, and across the board, they said that it comes down to employment policies. Often there's only one employee in the store at a time, and they're expected to check out customers, be stocking the shelves, be mopping the floors, looking for shoplifters, and then at the same time, they get every Tuesday they'll get new prices, and they're supposed to go around and put all these prices on the shelves. And then on Saturday they get sales prices, and it can be as many as 1,000 of them, and they're expected to go around and put all those on the shelves. And they say half the time sometimes we just throw them out because we just don't have the time to get them up on the shelf. So that's why the changes are already made in the computer, but they're not reflected on the shelf. So that's really, in large part, what's causing all this discrepancies.
I mean, it makes me angry at the workers, but I also sort of get it. And it also feels like a bit of a tactic by the companies. They know they're understaffed. I'm sure they've heard this from their own employees. Guys, to the corporate, we can't fix 1,000 prices, and there are 2 of us working the store.
Right.
Yeah, the workers say they beg 2 more hours. Sorry, Mike.
No, that's right. One former store manager told Jocelyn in Connecticut, I don't want people to get screwed over, but I knew it was happening. If I'm in the store, I'm going to try to do my best for them. But at the end of the day, they're still probably going to get overcharged for some things.
Yeah.
So some do the right thing, but they're up against it because they're so busy and because of store.
You did get statements from both Family Dollar and Dollar General, so I want to put those up. Family Dollar told you at Family Dollar, we take our customer trust seriously. We're committed to ensuring pricing accuracy across our stores. We are currently reviewing the concerns raised, working to better understand any potential discrepancies. We continue to be focused on providing a consistent and transparent shopping experience. And I'll show you the Dollar General response to your investigation. We are committed to providing our customers with accurate prices on items purchased in our stores, and we are disappointed anytime we fail to deliver on this commitment. What do you make of these responses, or what? I know, independent, you're objective journalist, but what do you make of those statements? And did you talk to the shoppers about what they make of them? Is it enough?
We did not talk to the shoppers. I mean, we can tell you we asked each company a lot of specific questions. They chose not to basically answer those questions and gave general statements of concern. And we had one follow-up question they did answer, but basically we were like hoping they would engage with us more, but this is what they decided to say.
Shocker.
Yeah.
I've reported on these companies for years. You always get the patent answer.
Dollar General did say in an Ohio court case, it is virtually impossible for a retailer to match shelf pricing and scan pricing 100% of the time for all items. Perfection in this regard is neither plausible nor expected under the law.
Wow.
And that's all true.
That says it right there, doesn't it?
Yeah, and right, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to, fewer than 2% of your items that get rung up should be overcharges.
They're nowhere near perfect. I don't think we would be doing this segment if there were a couple of items that were mis-scanned, right?
I mean, we've seen inspections where 77% of the items were found to be overcharges, 50%.
Yeah, unbelievable. All right. It's just truly, truly unbelievable. Jocelyn, Mike, thank you so much. The investigation is in The Guardian right now. We have a link in the video description so you can go read it for yourself. Thank you for your amazing reporting. And we know you guys are back out there and keeping an eye on this, and we hope you come back.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks so much, Jeff, and thanks to all the viewers.
Yeah, absolutely. And keep the chat coming. Let us know what your experiences are. But you hear it right there, what they said in that court case. We can't be right 100% of the time. Meanwhile, they're like wrong like 50% of the time, and they're upcharging by 48%. So, I mean, this isn't even close to perfection, and you hear it. They have no intention of changing this. They don't have enough people working there. They save money on your back. So what do you have to do? We have a lot of trust in them, right? And we're very busy. Like I said before, you're scanning stuff, but you have to check not only your receipt. Because I saw one of you guys just wrote in, one of our viewers wrote in on the comments that you checked it in the store, you saw it on the receipt after you already paid, and then you had to plead with the manager to try to give you your own money back. Before it gets there, before you pay, I want you to sit there, and if they're going too fast, say, let me slow down. And unfortunately, you have to do this. Trust me, I wish you didn't have to, but you have to sit there and, with your phone. And I know you're going on big shops, and who the hell has time for this, but that's the world we're living in. Snap the photo on your phone of what's on the shelf. So every time you grab something, just snap it, and then sit there with them. Maybe that'll send a message to them. The workers will be like, we have everybody pulling their phones out, and it's taking forever. Well, get the prices right, and we won't have to do that. There are also some apps that can help you with this as well, just in general on price matching, because you may not even be getting the best price at the dollar store anyway, even what's on the shelf. There's something on Amazon that I love that I didn't even realize was there until I started researching this. So I screenshotted this just before the show. This is the Amazon app, and you see that little camera? This is the search bar where you normally type in what you're looking for. See that little camera to the right? You click on that camera, and this pops up. You can scan the barcode of really just about anything. And we tried it on a bunch of products. You can try it on just about anything, and it pops up what it costs on Amazon. So you can know immediately, hey, is this a good price I'm getting in the dollar store, or is it better on Amazon or elsewhere? And there's some other ones as well. Where are they? Shop Savvy is another really good one. I've talked about Shop Savvy for years. When you're in the app or the Android store, that's the logo you want to look for. And that really shows you nearby stores price comparisons in real time. This product is at this Target or this Walmart or this Dollar Tree or whatever it is nearby you for whatever price. Another one that I want to show you is Buy Via. This is great for professional shoppers looking for deals, and they compare all the big retailers too. There's one called Price Grabber, which I've talked about, which is great. It's another great option. That's the logo right there on Price Grabber. And yeah, that's the last one. But in general, that's just going to tell you if the price at the Dollar General is better than the price at the Walmart. But if you're not getting the price at the register, what's the difference anyway? So I really want you looking at your receipts. And it isn't, and we're going to be checking this ourselves. In fact, our producer Madison went out this weekend, and she went to some of the stores that were just in trouble, and she didn't find any discrepancies. So that's good. We didn't buy items at scale like the investigator, but it's something. And if you're all doing it, right, how do these companies respond? They respond to money. They're looking at their quarterly sales. Family Dollar and Dollar General, over $10 billion for the quarter. If you take a stand, they will change. But until then, they're going to keep trying to rip us off. I hate it. But now you know. So we're smarter shoppers. Keep us posted. And on the chat, by the way, keep the chat going. Let us know what you think about this and let us know your experiences. And keep us posted. When you go into the Dollar Tree, send us in those receipts. Let us know what your experience is. Sue uses her camera a lot at stores to check prices. I'm glad you do. That's the way to do it. Speaking of prices and speaking of groceries, Kroger, huge grocery store in this country, as you know, they just cut prices on 3,500 items. I have the list of the groceries that are getting cheaper. They're really targeting these groups. Fresh produce and meat prices are dropping, which is a huge deal because, as you know, across the country, meat prices are on the rise at record levels, and they keep going up. So it says something that they're cutting them down. And by the way, go for the store brands at these places. We'll talk about that another time. Meats, go for the store brands. Pantry staples all going down in price, from pasta to oats to spices to peanut butter. Kroger is really pushing its store brands right now. Simple Truth and Private Selection. There is much more margin. I've talked about this when we've done some Walmart and Target shows. There is a lot more margin on the store brands because they control a lot of the production and the supply chain and the pricing. So even when tariffs go up, they don't have to raise the prices on the store brands, because when it's a name brand, you have the supplier, you have the name brand, and you have Walmart's hand all in the pot. You take one of those hands out, You take the name brand's handout, and there's more margin, so they can kind of absorb those price differences. So always try to buy store brand. In many cases, it's the name brands making them anyway. But that's really cool. And by the way, the reason Kroger is doing that is because Walmart and Target have recently lowered some grocery prices, and they are really feeling the pressure. Kathy from Shreveport, what's going on? By the way, they did this on the back. So Kroger's cutting these prices. And at the same time, they just laid off like thousands of people across multiple states. They're changing the way they work delivery. They're really focusing on like drone delivery and AI. So we're starting to see that. So I wish we could celebrate that Kroger's dropping prices. They're doing it on the backs of all the people they just laid off. And the way they did it, the way they laid off these loyal, dedicated workers is getting some heat online, getting some shade, because they use like a pre-recorded voice to tell them, hey, you're done here. Roll clip 3. We have one of them on camera. One of the workers recorded it.
We encourage you to look for opportunities during the next 60 days and be sure to work with your local HR team to help. I truly appreciate all you have done for this site.
Oh, thanks.
For our communities and for our customers.
Yeah.
In recognition that this is difficult news, we decided to pause deliveries for the rest of the day, and we'll pay you for your full shift.
Aren't you sweet? Ooh. He had like the Twilight theme music going on there, making it even more creepy. Yeah, I mean, it's really, really shady how they do this. So Kroger, prices are dropping. They got rid of a bunch of workers. And look, we're going to do a lot more on AI right on this show. So we're going to keep you at the forefront, but this is the beginning of it. They're going to start using AI for deliveries more, and they're going to need less truck drivers and less workers to deliver stuff. It's crazy. Wait, just to get back into the Dollar General segment, because I always love hearing from insiders. We always try to bring you the insider stuff. Aaron, can we go back to that comment that was really long? And I just started reading it when it was on screen, but it looked like it was an actual worker at one of these dollar stores. Yeah, Chris. This is absolutely correct. I currently work there. It is not the cashier's fault. This is going back to the Dollar General and Family Dollar thing we just did. It's not the cashier's fault. You need to bombard corporate headquarters. They only allot limited hours per week for hourly workers with a long laundry list of tasks to complete that is humanly impossible. Managers care, but their hands are tied. They send too much product weekly, don't give you time to process it or change the prices. The prices change constantly, as do the locations of where the products are placed. It's a nationwide problem. So there you have it. I wanted to just tell you about that, because if you're an insider and you work at one of these places, or you're a manager, please write in, because we love hearing about that. And look at that. They also tell them to move stuff around the store. Really fascinating. And the prices change every week. And here it is, somebody on the ground floor saying we don't have time to do it. And that's one of the reasons this is happening. It's not the worker's fault, but what are we supposed to do as customers? So you have to take care of yourself. I also want to talk about the penny. We reported right here on Rossen Reports about how they stopped making the penny back in November. And the big question was, what the hell are retailers going to do now? Because there are hundreds of millions of pennies in circulation. Just because they stopped making it doesn't mean we don't have them. You probably have them between your couch cushions right now. We use them to pay. Stuff adds up. The prices aren't. I was just in a Costco yesterday. The prices aren't 0.00 or 0.5 or 0.10. They're still charging these off numbers. And then apparently, not at Costco, but apparently when you get to the register and they owe you change, let's say they owe you $10.03, they're just giving you $10 back. And you're like, well, where are the 3 cents you owe me? They're like, oh yeah, we don't have pennies anymore. So these stores are using the chaos to make money on us. And remember, I said 3 cents, and you can be like, it's 3 cents. At scale, with all of the sales that happen every single day, think about how much money that is. People are online. They are pissed. And we grab some of the best that we can find. Roll clip 4. This is nuts.
Okay, people.
I love this guy.
I just came out of Home Depot, bought some stuff. My change was $10.51. They rounded it down. The girl tried to give me $10.50. I asked where my penny was, because that's my money. She said, we don't have pennies. We round it down. I said, nope, you either take this stuff back or you go get your manager. I want my money. Corporate's not keeping their customers' money. You want to round? You round up. Manager came over and she said, we don't have pennies, sir. I was like, well, then you're going to give me a nickel. And she looked at me. I was like, nope, that's my money. You don't keep my money. That's stealing from me.
Yes, it is.
So she said, give him the money. Give him a nickel. Don't argue with him.
Yeah, fight back.
So I made
works.
him give me my nickel. So you either give me a penny or you round up. There's hundreds of millions of pennies still out on the market. There's no excuse for this. They just stopped making them. People, don't let them keep your money. It's yours.
That's right. Love him.
So apparently we don't have pennies. Our store don't accept pennies no more. So when you're doing it, when you give me, hold on. So
this is a McDonald's, by the way. This is a McDonald's.
1 cent or 2 cents, it gets 0. When it is in 3 cents or 4 cents, it runs up to 5 cents. 5 cents to 6 cents, I give you exact change. 5 or 0 cents exact change. 6 or 7, you get 5 cents. 8 or 9, you get 10 cents. So if you're a customer, you come into McDonald's, or at least our company McDonald's, we don't have pennies. So you're gonna get your change like that. Don't be mad at me.
They're just making it up now. They're just making up the rules.
I experienced the most condescending cashier ever at Rural King. I went to buy dog food, and then I got one other thing, and it came out to something and 38 cents, right? So I'm digging in my wallet. I'm getting exact change out, okay? And she takes it from me. She looks at it. She said, oh, it's 40 cents. And I look back at the computer, and I counted out, and I says, that says 38. And I counted out my quarter, my dime, and my 3 pennies that make 38 cents. And I said, it's 38. That's exact change. She said, oh, well, they're getting rid of the penny. I said, I understand that, but I'm not paying you more. She said, I know it's confusing. Don't worry about it. And maybe I am confused. And maybe it's the lack of sleep from 2 kids who don't sleep through the night that's making me a little more frustrated. But why would I pay you more money? If anything, you can round it down if you don't want my 3 pennies. Because in that case, I'll give you 2 extra pennies to make it 40 cents. I'll give you even more pennies. You're gonna take my pennies. Is that the deal? Like, I fully understand, and I have heard that they're not making any more pennies, right? But I didn't know that they weren't going to take our pennies. Is that what we're doing? It was condescending to say, I know it's confusing. The way she said it, like, I'm not dumb.
This is very weird. I just went to the bank and they were like, we're not giving out pennies anymore. You can't get pennies. We're not giving pennies. And I was like, how am I supposed to get change for my business? And they were like, you need to decide whether you're going to round up or round down, but we're not doing pennies anymore. Huh?
Crazy.
I have a kindergartner. So, are we going to start not teaching kids about pennies? Are pennies going to be, eradicated?
Yes, they are, but eventually, not now.
And I came into work and I was talking about it, and everybody else was like, I knew they weren't making pennies, but I didn't know that they were, trying to actively eradicate pennies. So I don't have pennies at the store. Let me know if you knew this or if your bank is also not giving out pennies, because I found it very odd this morning.
So look, here's the deal. They are eradicating the penny. They already did it. They're not making them anymore because, and the reason we just had a viewer, I think Linda was just writing in why are they eradicating it? Because it costs several cents to make every penny. So it's the penny's underwater. We don't need the penny anymore. The problem is it is still legal tender. And just because they've eradicated it doesn't mean you can't continue to use it. It is still real money. The stores are taking it. The problem is the change they're giving back. So some retailers have actually asked Congress, can you make a rule where we can round everything up? Congress hasn't weighed in yet. This is so new. It's sort of the Wild West out there right now where retailers, you saw that McDonald's, they're just deciding what they want to do. So what you should do, don't pay in cash if you can avoid it, because then you can get your exact change if you pay on credit card. But if you are paying in cash, you should ask, if you're at McDonald's, for example, at the drive-thru, say, hey, by the way, You're saying it's $10.48. I have $15 or $20. What change are you giving me? So then at least you know, and you can back out of your order before you give them your cash, and then you're fighting with them. So, and by the way, if you have a jug of pennies at home or a bunch of pennies, you can still go to your bank. The bank has to take it. It is legal money. The problem is the stores are now deciding what they want to do, and we're just expected to go along with it. So that I love that guy from the Home Depot, because he's like, take it all back then. Take it all back. If you want me to take all this stuff back over 4 cents, God bless. But why do they get to keep the money that's your money? So make sure you know what you're talking about with this. We'll keep an eye on that as well. And by the way, join the chat. Yeah, rolled pennies. A lot of people have rolled pennies. Lulu Sunshine, 9651. You can go to the bank and you can get some cash for it, because it is legal tender. So keep us posted and let us know the stories that you experience when you're out and about trying to get change. Because again, we have to continue to put pressure on these companies. What are gas stations going to do? The same thing. They're all going to come up with their own way to take the money from you. Don't let them use the chaos and the wild westness of where we are right now with this. It's going to be years before the penny's fully out of circulation. So they don't get to do this. Should we do our product test now? We need some happier times. It's been an intense show, guys. It's been intense. A lot of people trying to let's bring Madison and Aaron in, because Madison's happy. Wait, where's Aaron? Sam, where's Aaron? We're missing Aaron. We have an amazing product test for you today. Madison, you're excited about? I can't hear you, but hopefully we will in a second.
That's okay.
We have an exciting Oh, there you are. I know you're excited about this one. I am too. Oh, I think Aaron's signal went down. That's why. Aaron has the worst Wi-Fi. I don't know what's going on in Georgia, but we can talk about Aaron, but she's not listening. No, she's back. Sorry. Whoops. Oh, there she is. Bring her in, Sam. Aaron, why is your Wi-Fi so terrible all the time? What provider do you use? We got to call them out, because I feel like there's always who do you use?
I use AT&T, but I live in Georgia. So that's why.
Wait, say that part again? AT&T what?
I use AT&T, but I live in bumfuck Georgia.
Oh, sorry, Aaron. But still, I mean, you're paying, right? Do you pay your bills? They're going to give you a service that should work.
Yeah, I do pay my bills, indeed.
I'm calling AT&T tomorrow on your behalf. We can't have this anymore. It doesn't matter where you live. You're paying your bills. They provide internet. There should be internet. I feel like your stuff goes down every day. Anyway, all right, you guys ready for today's product test? I'm very excited about this. Yeah. This is a mandolin slicer. Sam, roll that clip 5. This is a mandolin slicer. I mean, that guy's fast, but this is really cool because you don't have to have your fingers anywhere near the fruit or the veggies, so you're not going to cut yourself. And it works really well according to these videos that I keep seeing. It's really exciting, isn't it? And it's, this guy changes stuff around. Potatoes, cucumbers. Oh, and you can make the hash brown stuff. Yeah. So we're going to see if this thing works. I have it here. It's so big that I couldn't have it up during the entire thing. This thing is really big. This is it right here. I ordered it. It is $47.99 on Amazon. Sam, I'm going to put it right here. Is that a good spot for it for camera 3? Is that good? Let me see where camera 3 is. Let's see that tight shot so we can see the money. Well, that's camera 2. Hi. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. So you can see the stuff coming out. All right, you ready? All right, here we go. Right over here, camera, I have a potato. Should we start with a potato? See if this thing works? All right, I'm going to go like this.
You had me at the past round.
Hold on a minute. I got to get it in here.
You're not as fast as this guy.
No, I know, but hold on. I'm doing it wrong. I think this is a Jeff issue. Hold on a minute. Let me move my microphone over here.
It's called operator error.
It's fully operator error, I think. Oh, I know why. Oh, my God. Guys, I'm so stupid. It comes with this thing to push the thing down. I had it in this thing, so it wasn't ever hitting the blade. I'm so stupid. Okay, so it was full operator error. This is the thing you use to push it down. So, all right. Now, edit, start the test. This never happened. Okay, here we go. Oh, there it comes. Look at it.
Faster.
Now, I'm going to put this. I can do it faster if I do this.
Oh,
look at that.
Oh, that's cool.
Look how cool that is. Look at that.
Very
How cool is that? All right, so that's that.
Ooh.
Should we do, hold on, let me dump this on my table here. Should we do
I'm asking,
here's a cucumber.
as someone with a scar on their finger from cutting an apple, I like this product.
Yes, I have, look at that, look at the cucumber. Hold on, there's a little potato in there. Let me get rid of this potato. The remnants of the potato are still in there. Okay, here we go. How cool is that? All right, so we know it works, okay?
It does.
Now,
One of our viewers says it looks like a high chair for a doll.
I'm gonna do a tomato. Should I do a tomato?
Oh. Ooh.
I have cut my hand on a slicer.
Triple B3, our viewers.
And let me
says
tell you
it
something.
doesn't cut your finger in one.
Terrible. Awful. I have cut my hands, and like I said, I sliced off the top of one of my fingers. Really, really bad. So now here's the thing, and I don't know how well I'm going to do this. Talk amongst yourselves, but so far we're really impressed by this, right? I'm like super psyched about this whole thing.
Jeff, one of
So
our
you can
viewers says
change-
stand up. Stand up.
Oh, okay, I'll stand up. By the way, you're going to see that I'm wearing shorts. I'm embarrassed.
Oh, you don't have to share.
Yeah, you can really get in there with this. Yeah, baby.
Hey, that's what the viewers wanted.
Yeah, they wanted that. All right, so let me dump this in.
Oh, okay.
I have all the stuff on my desk. All right, hold on a minute.
Oh, wow.
Now, what you can do is, the cool thing about this, right over here, if you get in here on this shot, right over here, the tight shot, Sam, you can change this stuff around for the thickness. This thing swings around like that for the thickness, and you can move this around. You pick this up and you move it like this. I'm just going to try something here. Hold on a minute. I'm going to try this. I'm going to see if this did it. Because it also comes out like, you can also get it to come out like hash browns. Look at that. Look at that coming out. You see that?
One of the viewers
So like here's an onion.
asked, do we need a suction? Does it need a suction?
A suction? No.
Like a suction? Like at the bottom? No? Doesn't need one?
Watch. Look at it dicing that onion.
Oh, nice.
Look at that
Here,
onion.
let me show it to you. Look at that. Look at that onion. Look how diced that is. All right, this thing works. It's amazing. I am literally putting this into my kitchen. 100%.
I love it.
Really, really
Done.
cool. So cool. Wait, I think I just heard my wife yelling at me, but she watches the shows, and when she yells like that in the middle of the show, it usually means she wants to say something to me. I don't know. She is super psyched about this thing, but she was playing with it earlier, and she loves it. $47.99 on Amazon. I think that's worth it, because this can literally change the way you slice and dice, and it keeps you safe because of this thing that I originally put the stuff into.
Visit from stars.
Yeah, no stitches.
No stitches. No stitches. Anyway, really awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today. Really, really appreciate it. Madison and Aaron, I'm going to send these to you as a gift for the holidays if you want this. Of all the products we've done, I think this is one of my favorites, I will say. I think it's one of my faves. Well, Aaron will never get it because she doesn't have internet, but whatever. Thank you. Aaron, start paying your bills. All right. Thank you so much, Madison and Aaron, and thank you so much for watching. I hope we saved you some money today, and we have the amazing mandolin. The link to buy this is in my Amazon storefront in the video description, and we will see you next time. We got a lot of stuff cooking. Have a great day.